Welcome to Lecture 8 for Acupoints for Massage Therapists. Today we'll be discussing the kidney channel of foot Xiao Yin. You may recall that the Xiao Yin cutaneous region covers the medial aspect of the upper arm, and as we can see, the center of the chest and throat, and the posterior medial aspect of the lower extremity. Here we go, right? The posterior medial aspect of the lower extremity, the medial aspect of the arm, and the center of the chest and throat. Okay. The kidney channel of foot Xiao Yin begins on the bottom of the foot, just below at the base of the little toe. It transverses the plantar surface of the foot, continues to traverse the plantar surface of the foot, where it emerges again at kidney 2, just inferior and posterior to the navicular bone, the navicular tuberosity. The channel then ascends behind the medial malleolus and descends towards the heel, and then ascends again. It meets with the spleen channel at spleen 6, 3 Sun, superior to the medial malleolus on the posterior border of the tibia. And you will notice the channel comes up, right? We start here, the base of the little toe, traverse the plantar surface of the foot, come to kidney 1, keep moving along the plantar surface, right, towards the medial aspect of the foot, kidney 2, right? And the channel moves posterior to the medial malleolus to kidney 3, descends 4, 5, 6, ascends 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So it ascends the medial portion of the leg, right? The medial end of the popliteal crease is where we find kidney 10, and then we move up the posterior medial aspect of the thigh until we get to the inguinal region, right? Then the channel goes interior, so it becomes deep. It's been superficial to this point, and we've been able to access acupoints, but now the energy of the channel moves deep, right? It enters the coccyx, right? So it meets with Do1 at the tip of the coccyx, travels up through the sacrum, through the lumbar vertebrae, and then enters the kidney. And here the channel splits. One branch ascends internally deep, right? Connects with the liver, passes through the diaphragm to enter the lung, connects with the heart and the pericardium, actually at Ren 17, which is conception vessel 17. And then the branch continues up to end at the root of the tongue. The other branch, which splits from the kidney, descends, connects with its internal-external pair, the urinary bladder, and then comes to the surface, again, at kidney 11. Then we have kidney 12, kidney 13. This is all 1/2 of a Sun lateral to the anterior midline. 13, 14, kidney 15, 16, I'm sorry, right? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1/2 a Sun lateral to the center of the umbilicus. 2 Sun lateral to the center of the umbilicus, stomach 25, 4 sun lateral to the center of the umbilicus, spleen 15. So it's always good to think about, oh, what other points are around? What other landmarks do I have? Yes, the channel then ascends, continuing to ascend half a sun lateral to the anterior midline, to kidney 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Kidney 21, as we'll see later, is half a sun lateral to conception vessel, or REN 14, and which is at the bottom of the xiphoid process. Then the channel moves to 2 sun lateral to the midline, and in the 5th intercostal space we have kidney 22, and then in the 4th, kidney 23, in the 3rd, kidney 24, in the 4th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, in the 2nd, kidney 25, in the 1st intercostal space, 2 sun lateral to the anterior midline, kidney 26, and in the subclavicular space, 2 sun lateral to the anterior midline, kidney 27. We will go over, the points that we'll go over for class today will be kidney 1, kidney 3, 6, and 7, kidney 10, kidney 16, and kidney 27. When you know those points and where they are and what they do, you'll be able to find the others if you need them. Okay? The kidney sinew channel begins at beneath the little toe, the base of the little toe, right? Moves across the plantar surface of the foot and behind the medial malleolus, binds in the heel where it meets its paired urinary bladder sinew channel, then ascends the legs, right? Medial aspect of the leg, binds in the area of the popliteal crease, and then ascends the posterior medial aspect of the thigh and binds at the genitals. Here, a branch enters the spine and travels up the interior portion of the spine and attaches along the occipital bone. It binds at the occiput and it connects with the bladder sinew channel, the muscle channel of the urinary bladder, channel of foot Taiyang. Pathological symptoms of the kidney channel include cramping at the bottom of the foot, cramping and pain along the course of the channel, convulsion and spasm associated with epilepsy. And here's something that's very interesting. If the disease is on the exterior, the patient cannot bend forward. If the disease is on the interior, the patient cannot bend backwards. So in a Yang disorder, exterior, you can't bend the lumbar spine forward. It becomes very hard to bend forward. While in a Yin disorder, there'll be an inability to bend backwards. Okay, think about that. If you have questions, feel free to ask in class. So the points of the kidney channel. Right? First, let's think. Okay, let's go back for a second and look at these connections. Right, we connect to the genitals. We connect to the UB sinew channel, the spleen sinew channel. Right, we connect to the spine and to the occiput. Right, this is a connection, by the way, that I bear in mind as a body worker when I'm doing a technique such as cranial sacral therapy, which has everything to do with the connection of the occiput and the sacrum. Right? If you think about the part of the kidney primary channel passing through the vertebrae and the kidney sinew channel running definitely the length of the entire spine. You can see that knowing where these channels are becomes valuable when you do many different types of body work. But I do bear this connection in mind. Also taking into account what the patient is seeing me for, what they're complaining of. Okay. If we look at the primary channel connections, we see a connection into the tongue, the root of the tongue, into its Shaoyin paired organ, the heart, into the lung, into the liver. Right? So when we think about the functions of the points of the kidney channel, we need to think about all of those connections. Yes? So we can think of the connections or the functions of the points of the channel, many of the points of the channels, as incorporating or having their functions come from those connections, right? So we also know that there are 5 principal functions of the kidney zong, right? Storing the essence, thereby dominating reproduction, growth, and development. Producing marrow, which then gives rise to the brain and filling the brain, because the brain is the sea of marrow. We know the kidney dominates bone. We know that the kidney dominates water, and it controls the reception of qi. And we know the kidneys open into the ears, dominate the 2 lower yin, that's the anus and the urethra, right, the openings for elimination. What else do we know about the kidney? We know the kidneys house the will, the zhi. They're the root of the original yin and yang of the body. They can serve and control the Ming-Men fire. And they are the foundation for the Ren and the Chong, the conception vessel and the penetrating vessel. Again, we go back to growth, development, reproduction, regulating the menstrual cycle. Right? So we think about what we know about the kidney zong, and we think about where the channel pathway runs, and we can come up with a summary of what the points accomplish. So 1 is nourishing yin. So a lot of points on the channel are good to nourish kidney yin and clear deficiency heat. Right? Things like night sweating would be an example, particularly around menopause, right? Kidney yin deficiency and points on the kidney channel will be very helpful in treating that. Treating or nourishing the liver yin to work with diseases of ascendant liver yang, right? If the liver yin isn't strong enough to root the liver yang, we can have cases whereby the liver yang ascends and we get dizziness, headache, vertigo. So rooting the liver yang is a function of some of the points on the kidney channel, particularly kidney 1, which is on the bottom of the foot. We can tonify and strengthen kidney yang to strengthen the kidney function of dominating water, right? And with certain type of urinary problems, like frequency of urination or incontinence. Because of growth, the kidney's ability to rule growth, development, and reproduction, we can strengthen the kidney yang to strengthen the libido in cases of impotence or no desire in men and women. We can see how the kidney can be used to strengthen the spine, particularly the lumbar spine, because the primary channel and the sinew channel enter the lumbar spine. Points in the channel can be used for draining damp heat from the lower burner and helping to regulate the function of the bladder and the intestines. So though those are some general things to keep in mind when you're thinking about the points of the channel and what they may do. Let's look at some specific points.